voice at me. Why don't you do that? All right. Well, today's bird of the day. Well, I mean, it's tough for me to enjoy it because, well, it's a waterfowl. And you know how I feel about waterfowl, but kind of an interesting waterfowl, though. Was an Irish suggestion, and I think he named it after a one-night stand he had in Mississippi one time, because today's bird of the day is the Southern Screamer. And look at him. That's it's a bird. That sure is a bird. What's wrong with their legs? Their ankles have got they got like fleshy, flobby ankles. And then like from the neck up, they look more like I don't know, like some sort of beautiful crested bird, almost like the Puteki Teki. But then they got that goose body. It's like what's
Their head looks like they woke up with bedhead on his side. They just didn't care.
Yeah. But also, it's so weird because like these are, and okay, well, let's just go on to the next screen here. These are Enceriformes. These are waterfowl, meaning they are in the same order as geese and ducks and swans, but they're in a totally different family than those ones are. So I guess like there are some waterfowl, but it's just like because yeah, they don't have like a bill like those ones do, the rounded bill. They got the pointy beak, little pointy beak. But you can see it's like their body structure. It's like, look at that. That's goose. That's a goose body structure. But then like, not goose head, not goose legs. Their feet aren't even webbed. What the heck? Their feet aren't even webbed. But I guess that's what happens when you get fowl down in South America. As you can see, that's where they live. So, gonna be kind of that South Central area. Lots of Brazil. I believe we got Peru and Bolivia and Argentina and probably another country there. I apologize if I've left it out, but you know those countries. Nice.
Uruguay and Paraguay. Paraguay is in the center, like
oh
of
yeah,
their
there's Paraguay
area.
in there. Yeah, I thought Uruguay was further north, but
Uruguay is to the like Bolivia is actually to the north. Uruguay is like I think it's like borders Brazil and Argentina. So
yeah,
and then Chile is Chile is that mountain range.
Chile's
to the west.
long, skinny one on the left side. These guys. You ain't gonna find these guys in Chile unless it's in a zoo.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, they have birds in South America. Well, you wouldn't think they have birds in South America or Africa because those two continents haven't had wingspan expansions yet. So, you know, someday. But another...
Do you want this thing in wingspan, though? Look at it.
Kinda, yeah. But they're also called the crested screamer. And you can see that because they have, well, very cresty heads. And crests are unusual for waterfowl. They are big birds, 33 to 35 inches long, which is, you know, about goose size.
Oh, you got a Puffin in your chat.
Yep. Oh, hi, Puff. Hey, well, I love Puff. Thanks for calling Puff.
Yeah.
45 to 50-inch wingspan, so pretty big wingspan. And weighing about 9.7 pounds. So, I mean, I say hefty bird. Birds are big. Like I always say, like, are you using pounds instead of ounces to talk about the weight of your bird? Hey, it's a big bird. And pretty long lived too, 15 years, which is good for birds. I mean, yeah, it ain't parrot lifespans, but 15 years is longer than the average. But seems pretty on average for a waterfowl. Yeah, and so that's the basics about them. So one neat little thing about these birds is that they form mating pairs that often last for life. So. Yeah, they find a partner and they stick with them, and they don't always stick, with the same partner for their entire life, but it's pretty common to see that over and over. And apparently they court each other by like singing songs at each other, making noise at each other, and then like, hey baby, notice you got a couple loose feathers there. Let me help you out with that. And she's like, oh, you have some loose feathers too. Let me help you with that. And they do some preening and make each other look nice. And like, okay, you made me look good. I made you look good. Let's have babies together.
Apparently that sounds like drunken karaoke night.
Yeah, pretty much. So after they do that, the both parents are going to build a nest in shallow water. And they're going to use like mud and sticks and just make kind of a simple little bowl. And often they'll build their nest in the exact same spot that they did the year before or the year before and stuff like that. And, it's like, this is my spot. This is a good spot. Why would I make a new spot? It's a good spot. If it's a good spot, it works. Yeah. And I'm guessing that if they have issues of predation or like failures, then they're probably more likely to move. But I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if that's been studied, but I wouldn't be surprised if predators get to your nest that you'd probably build a new one in a different spot next year.
The southern waterfowl housing market is in a good spot right now, so they don't need to move anywhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So most of the time, clutches are going to be 3 to 5 eggs, but it has been observed up to 7. So that's a lot of babies. That's still a lot of babies to care for. And then once the eggs are in the nest, both parents are going to take turns incubating. So like, mom goes to eat while dad incubates, and vice versa. And once the babies are born, both parents are going to be hanging around and making sure those babies get their food. Although these babies, unlike so many, as you can see, they're those soft little fuzzy chicks. They're actually able to be self-sufficient in terms of getting their own food within a couple days of being hatched. They're able to just walk out on their own and forage. And so the parents are really there more to guide them safely, protect them, and show them like what to do, but they're not doing the whole I'm going to eat food and regurgitate it into your mouth thing that so many little passerine birds do. So that's kind of neat. And look at those little babies, just little yellow fuzzy chicks. That's the thing that's like, oh yeah, this is a waterfowl because they have little tiny cute little fuzzy chicks. Look at them, they're so cute. They're so cute. Little yellow fuzz balls. I like it. And then they're like 99% vegetarian. They'll get the occasional bug here and there, but for the most part, they prefer to eat seeds and stems and leaves. So that pointy beak of theirs, like you'd think that might be good for like catching little fish and grabbing onto it. It's not. They do not eat fish. They
I was just asking, is that why the most waterfowl that have bills are like carnivorous because they have like I guess teeth inside the bill to help catch fish and stuff like that. Like I actually don't know much about like beak structure about why they would have that kind of thing despite being a waterfowl.
Well, like geese, for example, are omnivorous. They do eat small little fishies.
Drink
and stuff
some
like
water.
That. Oh, we need to drink some water. So yeah, like geese will catch small fish, but they'll also do a lot of ground foraging for plant life. I think ducks are very much the same way. I mean, ducks love their grains and stuff like that. But yeah, they and the teeth are definitely like, those serrated teeth on a goose's mouth are definitely designed for grabbing on and gripping onto scales of a fish that might be kind of hard, but they really only prefer like little stuff like minnows. You're not going to see a goose catching like a sunfish-sized fish or bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That's ducks eating peas. Oh, we do love ducks eating peas. That's those great videos. Speaking of videos, I have one. Because you may be wondering, why are they called the Southern Screamer? Well, about to show you why. And so, yeah, that's what they sound like. Honestly, not that loud. Not as loud as what you would expect from, like, it sounds more like a goose thing, but apparently, I said not that loud. It actually is apparently pretty loud, because apparently their call can be heard from 2 miles away. But I feel like that's not, I don't know. I feel like I've heard some geese honking really loud that were pretty far away, but yeah, they are loud bird. They have that loud, shrill honking sound, which, again, okay, I can see why you're related to geese now, because that was kind of a goose-like sound. Very goose-like. Another thing that's kind of goose-like is that they're actually very social birds. When the babies are being incubated, they kind of stick to their pairs. But once the babies get a little bit older and, through the non-mating season, yeah, they live in big flocks. Big flocks with lots and lots and lots of them. Up to 100 birds in a single flock. So many of them hanging around. And yeah, there's many reasons to do that. A lot more eyes to look out for predators. They just help each other out with all sorts of stuff. They can keep the baby safe, and also have more eyes for finding good tasty foods. Good tasty.
Oh
foods.
God.
What?
Mountain Dew found you.
Oh God, the Mountain Dew did find. How did Mountain Dew found me? I've heard about this thing with the Mountain Dew thing. Like nice.
It
Dew
thinks your leaf is the Mountain Dew logo.
What? I didn't have the Mountain Dew logo.
No, it thinks your leaf is that.
What? My leaf is not the Mountain Dew logo. Oh, Bentai, you didn't have to ban Mountain Dew. Oh wait, Hasio did it. You didn't have to ban Mountain Dew Gaming. Maybe we like Mountain Dew. But you know what? You do what you gotta do, Hasio. You did it. You did it. Sorry, Mountain Dew. I guess you're not gonna be big on brand. Yeah. Or maybe the Southern Screamer is the official bird of Mountain Dew.
It did show conspicuously after we saw the video of the Southern Screamer too.
Yeah, that's funny. I was wondering if the Mountain Dew if the Mountain Dew bot was gonna show up. That's funny. Ow. Anyway, these guys, they as far as birds go, they prefer to spend most of their time on solid ground. They walk around a lot. They forage in grassy areas and stuff like that. That's kind of where they prefer to be. But they are excellent swimmers and flyers. They fly very well. They can fly long distances, although they don't migrate. They can fly long distances, but they typically don't. And flying is usually done to move within the same region to find new sources of food, rather than because it's like a yearly migration type thing. It's it's like, oh, food's not good here. Let's fly 50 miles that way and see if we can find some better grazing grounds.
We're not going to that Denny's. We're going to the good Denny's, but the good Denny's is 10 miles away. I don't care. We're going to the good Denny's.
Yeah, I go to good Denny's. Yeah. I mean, they're waterfowl, so of course they're good swimmers. They got the whole water slides off me thing on their feathers. That's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are mostly wild, but there are a few cases where people have found that they can domesticate them. Live on a farm, feed it, raise it from a baby chick. They do okay in captivity. They're not as suitable for captivity as some other types of geese, but, I say other types of geese. These guys are not geese, but other types of waterfowl, let me say.
Mm-hmm.
And happy to say that their populations have shown to be totally stable, and their environment is still doing all right. So they are considered a species of least concern on the endangered species list. So they're doing good. Of course, being in South America and relying a lot on the Amazon, that's always a threat, but hasn't affected them too much, and they've been proven to be quite the adaptable species. So
I think the Southern Amazon mostly hasn't been touched. That's probably why.
Yeah.
They're mostly in South Central of South America from the looks of that map from earlier.
Yep.
I know was Paraguay still has a lot of rainforest still around it too. So
yeah, they're doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my thoughts. Well, I mean, what do I say? It's a waterfowl. It's like the worst. Well, I mean, actually, I don't think waterfowl are actually the worst type of water birds. That goes to like gulls and skuas, and petrels. But
what is an albatross?
What is an albatross?
Yeah, like in terms of
it's 3 under par.
You know what I mean? Like I wasn't sure, because I know they mostly like are in, like, I think Arctic areas, and they hunt in water, but like I don't know if they're classified as a waterfowl or some other kind of water bird.
No, they're definitely not waterfowl. They are. Let me see. They are in the order Procellariiformes, and so they're actually they're in an order that has 4 families that are albatrosses, petrels, storm petrels, and shearwaters. I have never covered a shearwater on it, but so yeah, they're most closely related to like petrels. So they're kind of their own thing. I mean, they're more closely related to a gull than they are to a duck or a goose.
Mm-hmm.
Because Because yeah, it feels like you kind of have like, I don't know, like 4 categories of water birds. It feels no, like 5 or 6 even. God damn. Because like you got your waterfowl, and that's gonna be well, these screamers, but also your ducks, geese, swans, stuff like that. And then it feels like you've got skuas and gulls are another category. Then you got albatrosses and petrels are another category. Then you got like herons and cranes are another category. Penguins are a category. And then whatever the fuck puffins are, their category. A bird is putting down another bird. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you gotta do that, Ruby. Sometimes you gotta be a little critical. And look, water birds are the worst behaved birds. It's just a well-known fact. But honestly, these guys seem all right. As far as the waterfowl goes, these guys seem all right. I kind of like their look. Kind of like their, oh no, we got a crying Susie emote. We love Susie. We don't want to ever see Susie cry. But yeah, I mean, yeah, as far as waterfowl goes, I kind of like these guys. They're kind of neat. Kind of like their loud scream, although it wouldn't make for a good neighbor. And look at that. Look at their chest. It looks fluffy. I want to rub that fluff. I
Yeah.
don't know. What do you think, Ira?
I like them too. I still can't get over the fact that it looks like they put a chicken head on top of a goose.
I know, right? It is like they don't have the waddles or the stuff like that, but still, it's like, yeah, they're weird. They're like a it's like a chimera bird.
like a jigsaw puzzle bird that just didn't get put right together. Like, I don't know. Closest animal I can think of that's sort of like that is a platypus, where they just put like a duckbill on like a little furry thing.
Right. Hasio is saying like a secretary bird's hairdo. Now, this is a secretary bird at 9 a.m. after a really horrible drug bender and passing out in an alleyway.
This is the secretary bird on Monday. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to call this bird of the day done, and we are going to head back to the studio.